Since its inception in 1905, the Rotary organization has spread its influence over many countries of the world. There are now few countries where there is no Rotary Club. By 2008, there were over 29,000 clubs in over 194 nations and geographical regions. One of these clubs is the Rotary Club of Ndola Mukuba, located in the city of Ndola in the Copperbelt province of Zambia, about 340 kilometers north of Zambia's capital, Lusaka. The club was chartered in 1989 and used to meet at the scenic Mukuba Hotel, from which it derived its name, and only moved to the elegant Savoy Hotel, which was found to suit lunch arrangements for most of the members. Club members meet on Wednesdays at the hotel to discuss Rotary business and of course to fellowship with one another. Rotary was in fact founded on the basic needs for friendship and fellowship. Other meetings are held in homes, the golf club, and Caps Villa, which boasts of excellent home hospitality for its guests, of which Rotarians are regular. The charter president was Justice David Lewanika, who was at the helm of the club from 1989 to 1990. Being an affable person, he brought laughter and fellowship to the club, and it's no wonder that the club grew rapidly and gathered a number of professional people and businessmen and women. Being a judge himself, he brought with him new members who were judges and lawyers, a trend followed to this day. 2009 marks the 20th anniversary of the club and is an important milestone that the club is celebrating, culminating in a dinner dance at the Castle Lodge. Located in the quiet suburbs of Northwise in Ndola, the lodge has a large thatched dome done in traditional style and is therefore a befitting venue for the grand finale to the month-long activities that commemorated various avenues of Rotary service that the club has involved itself in over the last 2 decades. Each president, voted in every year, sets himself or herself a number of projects to be executed in a manner that is enjoyed by all members. These include projects related to health, hunger, environmental concerns, literacy and vocational assistance, drug abuse, and assisting senior citizens and young people. Club members support projects internationally through their own contacts with Rotarians in other countries and through participation in the programs of the Rotary Foundation. In the 20 years of its existence, the Rotary Club of Ndola Mukuba has had 19 presidents who get democratically elected every year and are inducted at a colorful ceremony where the outgoing president hands over the chain of office to the incoming president. Only President Henry Machipisha has served 2 terms, and all but President Anne Mandeva have been men. The club boasts of being the first club to induct a lady Rotarian as president in Ndola and indeed on the Copperbelt. The following have served as presidents of the club over the years. The period marked the first 10 years of existence of the club, and a number of projects were undertaken, notable of which were the following: the construction of the Mother's Shelter at Arthur Davison Hospital, conversion of Masala Clinic into a mini hospital, purchase of an ambulance for the same, and equipping the hospital with medical equipment received from the Rotary Club of Bristol in the UK. Sinking a borehole and equipping it with a hand pump at Chief Malembeka's Palace in Ndola Rural, provision of containers and supply of school requirements to the Natwange Youth Training Center in Chipulukusu, Ndola. The second decade of the Rotary Club of Ndola Mukuba witnessed the inauguration of the following presidents: 1999 to 2000, Jugo Sud; 2000 to 2001, Dr. Simon Miti; 2001 to 2002, Monty Dugan; 2002 to 2003, Anthony Katongo; 2003 to 2004, Nimrod Kapwele. 2004 to 2005, Henry Machipisha. 2005 to 2006, Viano Kapoka. 2006 to 2007, Henry Machipisha. 2007 to 2008, Mrs. Anne Mandeva. 2008 to 2009, Clever Mwempe, now current president. This decade witnessed a continuation of the project started earlier and introduced new ones. Among the myriad of projects aimed at rendering assistance to the needy in our society and caring for the environment were the following: planting of trees at Convent, Kansenshi, and Chifubu secondary schools, donating of 500 textbooks to the Notek library, donating of workshop machine tools to the Kansenshi prison, sponsorship of exam fees for deserving vulnerable children at Kansenshi, Lubuto, and Masala secondary schools, acquisition of the building from Ndola City Council and equipping it to become the Chichetekelo Hospice in Lubuto. In conjunction with the Seeds of Hope organization, donating kitchen equipment and a generator set for the Grace Academy School, which is located on the Kapirimposhi Road. Of the 20 years anniversary, this is what a number of past presidents had to say.
I have enjoyed every moment of the 20 years in Rotary. It has offered me great fellowship with individual Rotarians. It has accorded us and myself the opportunity to serve the community where we live in Ndola. We practice in Rotary very valuable principles. Some of them are rare to find in outside community, like real democracy, mature debate, sensible decision making, and we learn to respect the counter opinion. Rotary has offered us also a window on the outside world, both regional through district conferences and international through international conventions.
The various projects that we undertook were the KX school electrification project. The school was quite run down and it was difficult for students to study in that environment, especially during the summer months where it became quite warm and the fans were not operating because of lack of electricity, and the lights were also not adequate. We managed to undertake the electrification of the classrooms there, and it was done quite successfully through the efforts of Rotary and Clever Mwempe.
One of the key areas where Rotary has done a lot of work is the reduction of polio in the world. And this theme came to be one of the items which were mentioned at the international fora. And also, locally, there were many other projects that we did. Among them was the malaria rollback, where we partnered with the clubs outside to help by giving the bed nets to those who needed the bed nets, and also to give wheelchairs to those who needed the wheelchairs.
Among the projects that we undertook during my year as president was sinking of the bore at Kahoma Community School. We recognized the fact that those people were suffering and we had to provide this service to them.
In all these projects, the club has been led by the guiding principles of Rotary, which gives the object of Rotary as being to encourage and foster the ideal of service as a basis of worthy enterprise, and in particular to encourage and foster, firstly, the development of acquaintance as an opportunity for service. Secondly, high ethical standards in business and professionalism. Thirdly, the application of the ideal of service in each Rotarian's personal, business, and community life. Fourthly, the advancement of international understanding, goodwill, and peace through a world friendship of business and professional persons united in the ideal of service. And now, a welcome message from our current president, Rotarian Clever Mwempe.
20 years of existence is a significant occasion warranting a celebration. I am indeed honored to be the 20th anniversary president of this wonderful club of easygoing but dedicated men and women to the cause of the underprivileged. The projects that have been shown tonight are just a fraction of the many projects that have been undertaken, and most of which are and will not be documented. I hope nevertheless that you have found them worth of mention and for placement on a record for the future generations. Not as a point to gloat over, but as a living testimony that with collective effort, they too can make a difference to the society they live in. The Rotary Club of Ndola Mukuba has had a good record of leadership, and I wish to pay tribute to the past presidents that have held office before me for having laid a solid foundation, and I would argue those who will come after me to follow the same footsteps. Over this 20 years period, we have received tremendous support from various business houses and individuals, both financially and materially. May I also add spiritually. I cannot express enough my club's gratitude to all concerned. I hope and trust that your generous hands will be outstretched once again when we call on you, as our task to help the need has just begun. During my term of office, the theme for the year is Make Dreams Real. The emphasis is on women and children. We have to fight the high rate of mortality amongst women and children. The club has done the following projects to support the theme. We have helped in training of traditional birth attendants and equipping them with the kits. We donated 25 bicycles and 1,000 surgical gloves to the trained women. The club disbursed money to 20 women through the prison fellowship. These are ex-prisoners' wives to help them sustain their families while their spouses are in prison. It is a micro-credit project. The club has sponsored the training of 15 women in tailoring and paid out 9.5 million for 6 months training. The club paid examination fees for 35 grade 12 pupils from Masara, Chiwara Convent and Fatima High Schools respectively. At Christmas, the club donated foodstuffs and toiletries to prisoners at Kasenchi Prison. 6 members of the club became Paul Harris Fellow by contributing $3,900 towards the Paul Harris African Challenge. The club sponsored 1 candidate to go to USA under the Group Study Exchange Program. His name is Dr. Mwempe. 1 wheelchair was donated to a person with disability, though unfortunately she has to date passed on. I therefore wish to thank all of you for your support to this 20th anniversary celebrations. Without your numbers, the significance of this occasion would have been lost. I would be failing in my duty if I cannot recognize the work done by the organizing Rotarians who have put so much to make this evening a success. A special word of mention must go to the team at Mission Press, led by Father Mia. His and his team's support and enthusiasm for our celebrations knew no bounds, and we remain indebted forever for this video, the public address system, and the music for the evening. On behalf of the Rotary Club of Ndola Mukuba, I wish you all a pleasant and a very enjoyable evening. God bless and good evening.
The club is a member of Rotary International, which started with the formation of the first club of Chicago, Illinois, USA on 23rd February 1905 by a young lawyer named Paul Harris. As it negotiates the next 2 decades and beyond, the Rotary Club of Ndola Mukuba is poised to grow not only in numbers, but also in the number of projects that it will undertake. This is premised and strengthened by the successes of the past 20 years of service above self. The Rotary goal of ending polio worldwide in the next few years is on course, and we as Rotarians of the Rotary Club of Ndola Mukuba want to be there to say with the world, we are free from polio. Thank God we are free at last.